James Thomas Morning Blend, welcome. David Koblitz, how are you?
Good. Glad to see you.
I'm glad you were here with us today on Morning Blend, early in the morning. Now, you know what's very interesting? David, I just happened to be at T-Rex and saw this great cylinder that's behind us. David, tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, well, when I retired from Boeing about 11 years ago, I took up photography, and so I've been doing that since then, and I had been doing a bunch of virtual tour work for banquet centers and that kind of stuff. So I had all the equipment to take 360-degree panoramas. And the Artist Guild, St. Louis Artist Guild photography section went out at the City Garden to do some shooting, late afternoon, early evening. And I decided on a whim just to bring my panoramic set up, and I set up where you see that was taken at 10th Street. And just on a whim decided to take a panorama there. And when I got home and started editing the shots, I thought that came out pretty good. So, for just fooling around, basically. So I got this idea in my head to try and make something a little different out of it. And I thought, well, being a 360-degree shot, it deserves to be seen in that format. So I wanted to make something where somebody can stand in the center of it and it completely surrounds their field of vision. So this was basically designed so that at arm's length you have enough resolution, you're not wanting for resolution, and it completely fills your field of vision. And I made it 190 degrees so that you'd have a way to get in and out. And then the first gallery I showed at was the Ober Anderson Gallery, and I realized that where they were going to place it, the backside would be seen, so I went ahead and put a black and white version of the same photo on the back.
Yeah, I saw that. That looks great.
So that's basically the story. It took me about 6 months to figure out how to produce this thing. I had this in my head. I wrote it on a not a napkin, but it looked like it had been on a napkin.
As most ideas are.
Just
when
a sketch
started,
on a piece of paper, and I handed it to a company called Dale Signs, and they produced it for me. So they did a fantastic job.
Now there's a price on this, right?
$12,800. But if I can get rid of it this year, I might cut somebody a good discount.
You might cut them a little discount. So how do people get in touch with you?
Well, my phone number is 314-607-5232, and my email is D as in dog, Koblitz, C-O-B-L-I-T-Z, dkoblitz@gmail.com. I have a longer, complicated one that has my company name in it, but nobody would want to type all that. And they can check out my other work on my website, which is koblitzphotographicarts.com.
Now, who did you say you used to work for now?
Boeing.
Boeing. And you're
McDonnell
retired?
Douglas and Boeing. I retired. Yeah, I led a group of 33 people designing and building aircraft simulator display systems. So we did everything that simulates what the pilot would see in the outside world. So the outside, the window view, radar, all sensors. That was all my group.
And now that you're retired, you started this business.
Right.
So what made you think that you could start a business after you retired? What was the inspiration?
I mean, I was always, the inspiration was the recession. And after I retired, my 401k became a 201k. And I decided that I should make money doing something, and I didn't want to be doing something different. Right. So I decided to make a business out of my photography. But I've always had that in my background. I was always in charge of new product development for the companies I worked for, McDonnell Douglas and Boeing and others. And so creating new things is kind of my thing. And so I wanted to keep doing that. And what I found was the photography allowed me to be creative on a much smaller scale. It didn't take as many people, it didn't take as much money, and it was quicker. So I've been really enjoying that aspect of it. But what I discovered lately that's really kind of become the focus of my activities is what's called evidence-based design art. And that's art designed to go into a medical facility to improve patient outcomes. And it's been found that certain types of artwork reduce patient stays in a surgical center by 22%, reduce staff stress, reduce the meds they take. So that's kind of the last 3 years been the focus of my activity. I call it functional art. Being an engineer by background, I want everything I do to have a purpose and to accomplish something. And so this is my way of doing it. I'd make functional art that's designed to do something for the people who own the space where it's located and for the people who enter the space where it's located.
What is your mission statement, if you have one, what would you tell other people, especially baby boomers, people who are retired? What would you tell them to do?
Well, my mission statement would be a little different than what I advise other people. But what I've always felt to be the case, and I've done it with my career, and I would hope other people have the opportunity to do it, is work on something you love doing. Then it's not work. And if you're not working at something you love doing, find it and go do that. That would be my advice for other people. What I get the most satisfaction out of is this functional art where I design something to accomplish a particular mission for a particular client. And to me, that's where the fun is figuring out how to make that happen.
Man, it sounds great. David, thank you so much for joining us on Morning Blend.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.